Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. In this video I read 4 of my most anticipated summer releases for like a few days. And I show you guys my thoughts and my ratings and my feelings on the typical reading vlog stuff, so enjoy. The first book we're going to be reading for today's video is One Golden Summer by Carley Fortune. This book is actually the second book, not even the second book, I think it's like we're following Alice, who's a photographer, and I think it was like a few years ago she took a photo of these 3 people, and those 3 people turned out to be Charlie, Sam, and Percy from Every Summer After. And actually this book, the love interest, which is Charlie, is actually from Every Summer After, and we see him in Every Summer After and we get his story in this book. So one day Nan, who is Alice's grandmother, ends up breaking her hip, and so then she decides to take that they should both have like a fun summer in Barry's Bay, which is like the lake that she has a cottage in. And who else is there but Charlie Florek? And then she figures out that Charlie's actually the one that she took the photo of, and then they kind of, I guess, strike a romance from there. I'm already 94 pages into this book. I started reading this at the lake a few days ago and I was really enjoying it, so I'm really excited to continue reading it. I have not had this experience with a Carley Fortune book where I'm like really loving it. Like the Summer You're Different was close to me having that feeling, but this one I'm just really loving so far, and I feel like I'm not having like really any notes. I'm like really invested in it. Ever since I stopped reading this book to read other books, I have not stopped thinking about this book. Like I really just want to pick it up and read it, so I'm very excited to continue this one. I finished One Golden Summer by Carley Fortune, and y'all, this was like the best Carley Fortune book I've ever read. Like the writing, I feel like was so good in this, and I've always said, like every time like I read a Carley Fortune book, like I've always said that her writing is just so good and it's so fast paced. But this one just felt like a lot different, and I feel like I connected a lot more to like the characters in this one than any other Carley Fortune book I've read. And I just really love this one. I loved Charlie, I loved Alice, like I loved the other characters that we also followed in this book, like Nana and Alice's sister and her niece. And it was just such a good, beautiful story. There was not one point in this book where I wasn't smiling. Like it was just giving me like the ultimate like summer vibes, very atmospheric of summer. Like I highly recommend picking this one up. I really loved the romance, and I loved how slow burn. Like we didn't really like get too into the romance and like very early on, but I absolutely love like the tension was tensioning. There was so much tension in this book building up to the romance, and I feel like we didn't even focus on the romance. Like we focused on some like romance scenes, like they were together like a lot in this book, but we didn't really do anything like they really didn't have any like romantic interactions because the guy like would not commit to it. The guy wouldn't really like commit to it or like allow it to really happen, which really drew out the romance, and it brought like more of that tension to it. But there was just like so many good moments in this book as well, like without the romance. Like we're focusing on Alice as a person and like learning more about her, and I feel like I loved her storyline in this book, like the different things about her I can find relatability within. And the guy I just really love because like we see him in Every Summer After, like he's the brother of the main guy in Every Summer After, and we see him again in this book, and I don't know, he just did like a complete 180, because I remember in Every Summer After he was just very goofy and very fun and very just like outgoing and outspoken, but in this still kind of has like those same characteristics, but he's a lot more like, I feel like he's a lot more mature. And again, it has been like a few years since then, but he just feels like so different. His character development really shines through in this book. I am going to be giving this a 4.5 stars. Like I feel like there was a point in this book where I was like, is it going to be a 5? But unfortunately there was just some points like towards the end of this book that really annoyed me. I understood why certain things happened the way they did, but it just honestly still annoyed me, so unfortunately I had to knock off the rating for that. But it was a 4.5 is still really good. This is my favorite Carley Fortune book so far, so love that for me. Yesterday I ended up starting It's a Love Story by Annabelle Monaghan, and I got 60 pages into this one. I'm on chapter 9, and it's giving like the writing is really good in this book. Annabelle Monaghan's writing is always so good, and I just missed her writing, and I started reading this and I'm like, oh my gosh, this feels so good to be reading a book written by Annabelle Monaghan. There's just something about her writing that I just cannot explain. But every time I read something about her writing, it just does something to me. Like, I literally wrote a Goodreads update, and it was like, Annabelle Monaghan's writing always does something to me. Like, I don't know what it is about her writing, but it's so good. And I think I'm at the point now in the book where we're getting into the main plot that's on the synopsis. So I'm going to tell you guys what this book is about, because you're probably itching to find out. Jane basically works as a Hollywood studio executive. She's working for this studio, and she has like this idea that she really loves, and she doesn't want to do anything else but this idea. And she's like really trying to push forward to make it. So she tells us with little white lie that she knows Jack Quinlan is a pop star, and in order for this project to be greenlit, she needs to have a song from Jack in it. Like, she needs an original song from Jack to put into the movie so that people would watch it, because they're saying that like, oh, people wouldn't watch this movie because it's like a boring, lame romance, and it doesn't have like these different elements, like these sci-fi elements, or nothing really interesting going for it. So she needs to get an original song from Jack in order to make this happen. But she hasn't spoken to Jack in like 20 years, and he's been ignoring her. Like, he doesn't remember who she is. So she basically goes to Dan, who I think is going to be the love interest in this one. And she's basically like, I need to get to this festival because Jack is going to be performing at this music festival, and I need to go to it. I feel like the guy in this book is very closed off, but what I will say about Annabelle Monaghan's books, that I feel like her books always focus on the main girl. Like, at least the ones I've read, I read most of her books, including like this one. I read Nora Goes Off Script, Summer Romance, and now I'm reading this one, but I haven't read Same Time Next Summer. But from what I can say from the books I have read, she focused a lot on the main girl, like the main character that we're following, that we're in the POV of. We're always getting more of her than we are of the main guy. And I feel like she resembles that with her covers. Like, we're always seeing like a girl like take up majority of the cover, and when we see like the guy and like the little bits of the cover, and I'll show you in Nora Goes Off Script as well, we have the girl like right here. She's like the main focus of the cover, and then we see the guy like literally in this tiny little corner of the cover. That's like kind of the vibe of her books. Like, we see a lot from the girl, we see like a lot from her, but then the guy we like don't see really too much of. And it focuses a lot on like self development and like development within themselves, like all her books do. Like, and we always focus on like different things, and I feel like that's where her emotional impact comes from, because like I love books where this is a romance, but then there's also that emotional thing that like really keeps you like connected with the characters. Annabelle Monaghan excels at that. Like, all of her books have like that have that romance, but then there's also that emotional thing to back it. I'm like loving it so far, and all of her books are really bingeable. Like, her writing is just so good. The font is pretty like big, and also like just like the story is just always so fast paced, and you're always just like itching to read about it because it's so cute, and you're like, oh my god, I can't stop reading. So I love her. I'll talk to you guys again when I get more into this book. I'm on chapter 18 of It's a Love Story, and I'm having such a good time reading this. I've really already anticipated that this book was going to be really good, because I read Summer Romance last year and I gave it 5 stars, and it was really good, like one of my favorite books of all time. And so I'm like, okay, this one's always going to be good. Like another Annabelle Monaghan book, her writing's always so good, and I'm just really loving it so far. Like, it's just so good. The romance is just so sweet. Like, we haven't really gotten too into the romance yet. Well, we're kind of getting like bits and pieces of it. Like, we're not going like too deep into it yet, which I am really enjoying, because like we're like not, I don't think we're almost halfway through, but we're not to the halfway point yet. And I just love how like slow burn her romance. So like, they're not too like slow burn, but like they're not like rushing into it. Like, they're not like, they're like insta love. Like, none of her books like really feel insta love to me, at least the ones that I've read. And I always just feel like they're like focusing on a lot of like the main girl and like her dilemmas before like jumping into like the actual romance. There's just something about her books that just do something to me. Like, her romances, it's just so sweet, even though like we're not 100% like focused on that right now. Like, there's other plot points that we're trying to focus on, the romance plot points and stuff. Like, it's just so good. But there's like 3 quotes that I wanted to share, because like her writing, yeah, is just so good. Like, the way she describes things, and I just wanted to give some examples of like a few quotes that I have like 2 quotes in like one scene that I thought was really funny. It's Dan. He's behind us. He walks out with coffee. His hair is wild and his sweatpants are low on his hips. I have a quick thought that he looks like a bed you'd want to climb back into on a Sunday because it's raining outside and your body just wants to sink back into the warmth. Like, literally, like, the way he's just describing, like, the way that he looks, but, like, describing that, the feeling that she feels looking at him, and, like, why that's how he looks. Like, that's what she feels inside when she looks at him. And there's another one on page 126. Don't dislike singing. In fact, sometimes it feels like magic. A breath in and then a breath out brings music. It's amazing to be able to access something like that. A lifetime of songs that are stashed away somewhere waiting to come out after your next inhale. Like, so relatable. Like, literally, I think about that all the time though. Like, when I'm singing, I'm like, how does this happen? Like, what is, like, the science behind this? Like, how is this sound coming out when I'm doing a certain thing? Like, how? Like, I want to know the reasoning, like, the actual, like, logistics behind it. But that was just so good. And, like, the way she, like, describes, like, that, like, I don't know, writing is just so good. Like, the way her writing is, like, the way she writes about that, like, it just feels very, like, just intellectual, like, you're thinking about that. And just, like, the way she describes it's just so impactful and just so good. There's a scene on page 147 where that made me, like, really laugh, like, out loud. They're having, like, dinner, and then they're having lunch. They're having a meal, or they're having breakfast. They're having breakfast, and they're all sitting down at him. It's her, him, and then his family. And basically, so then they're talking about, like, the script that they're writing. Like, they're trying to get Jack Quinlan to sing a song for the movie in order for it to greenlit. So they're talking about, like, their plan on how they're gonna, like, find Jack Quinlan to ask him. And then Cormac, who is, I think, the dad, he's like, and the plan is you're going to introduce yourself and ask him to write a song for your movie? Well, yes, I say. Is it that good of a movie, he asked. It's a great movie, I think. Cormac asked me, are you okay? Yes, of course. Why? You're gripping your chest like Reenie's finally done you in with all the bacon. Everyone laughs, and I look down. My hand is actually on my heart. Dan smiles. It's a very heartfelt script, he says. It's The Notebook meets The Blair Witch Project. I shake my head. It's not the stupid Notebook. No one gets murdered in the woods. So what happens? Reenie asked, to bring them together at the end. He comes back for her, I say. He realizes she's the one who sees him as he really is, says Dan. Cormac pushes away from the table. Danny, are you having a heart attack now? Jesus Christ, Reenie. Dan removes his hand from his heart and puts it on his lap. It's a beautiful story, he says. It is, I say. Like, literally, like, that scene, like, made me laugh out loud. Like, I was, like, laughing because, like, it's just so funny because, like, they're both feel, like, so passionate about the script, and then, like, them, like, both doing, like, the hand on the heart thing when they're talking about it. It's just so funny to me. And then there's also this one quote on page 153 that I love. The wind dies down a bit as we slow. It's as if someone turned the volume down on the TV. Dan turns to me and rests his forearm on his knees. His hair is wild, swirls of black around his head in every direction. He looks like an ad for soap. Rugged soap that removes a day's worth of sweat and leaves you smelling like exactly like you. His eyes are asking me a question. I don't know what it is, but I want to say yes. Like, oh my gosh, like, it's so good. Like, her writing, like, just those quotes, like, just like how, like, they're being written and, like, this, like, symbolism behind them for the story is just so good. Like, oh my gosh. And, like, I don't know, there's just something about her writing that just, like, just touches my heart. Like, it's just so good. Like, those quotes, and, like, I don't know, it's not like she doesn't just, like, simply, like, say a sentence. Like, she just goes in, like, the metaphors that she does, and it reminds me a lot of, like, Emily Henry and her writing. Like, that's why I love her so much. And, like, her writing, she's, like, such a good writer. Like, the metaphors and the, like, descriptive words that she uses that to actually, like, describe, like, a situation. She doesn't just outright say, like, what the characters are doing or what the characters are feeling. She, like, uses metaphors and, like, actual, like, other things, like, to connect you with what they're saying. Like, you can picture something in your mind, like, the imagery. She's, like, a lot of imagery. Like, you can picture that, and, like, that's exactly how they're feeling. Like, you can picture how they're feeling about a certain thing, and it's just so good. Like, I love how she able to, like, do that and, like, come up with that for us to, like, connect to what they're, like, feeling. And I think it's, like, a really good addition. I think all authors should do. Like, I feel like every time that's, like, in a book and, like, there's, like, significant quotes like that, it's just so good. So I'm gonna continue reading this. I'll probably maybe talk to you guys again when I finish it, but I'm really loving this. Like, I'm definitely gonna binge the rest of this tonight. It's been a few days since I last updated this reading vlog, but yesterday morning I did end up finishing It's a Love Story by Annabelle Monaghan, and I absolutely loved this book. Like, oh, it was so freaking good. You guys heard me in the last clip talking about it and talking about how much I love the books and reading quotes from it, and it was just so good. I know Monaghan has done it again, but I don't know, I really enjoyed the romance. The romance was so sweet, and I love how like the romance kind of came to be. Like, it wasn't like too rushed, and I felt like the pacing was perfect. Like the pacing of like them like getting together and them having a relationship, it felt, the pacing was really good. Like, it didn't feel too rushed, but it also didn't feel too slow, like where it was like the romance just came out of nowhere. Like, it was so good. And then I also like how we equally also focused on the other plot point that we're following with the book, like with the plot line, but like it was equally focused, like distributed with the romance. Like, I feel like we didn't overly focus on the plot line that we're following, but then we also didn't overly focus on the romance that overshadowed the plot line that we're following, and then just feel like a random plot line just came out of nowhere. Like, we equally focused on both of it, which I really enjoyed. I also liked how we focused on the guys, like family dynamics, and I loved the family dynamics of like the guy's family and her. Like it just felt like, because like it felt like that it was like a family that she never had, like how they all like got along, and like they all like were there for each other. Like, she really didn't have that going on. Like, she didn't really have like a strong family support system. So like seeing the guy's family and like being around them and like seeing how much they support each other, it was just, oh, it was so good. And I do have, how many? 3? I think I have like 3 quotes to share. We have a quote on page 170. Someone's dug a big pit and started a fire and put a huge galvanized steel tub in there. People are standing around the pit in the last of the evening light, and I have the sense that I'm watching a commercial for something that I want to buy. Like, just describing like how much she like adores like the scenery and like all these people being around, and kind of seeing this like community of people. And it's just like, she's like, I want this, like I want to have this. So like, she's like, it's like almost like a commercial of like a thing that like she would want to buy. And there's a quote on page 201, and then this is like they're in the car, and she basically just gets caught in the rain. He comes and picks her up, and the guy like looks at her, and he's like, when you smile at me, I feel like I want to capture it, but it's not the regular way. Like, when I see something beautiful and I want to photograph it, when you smile, it does something to me. I feel it in my chest, and I just want to figure out how to get you to do it again. After that quote was dropped, tears were surfacing. I even made a Goodreads update. Like, I updated it with that exact quote. I copied it word for word, put it on there, and literally was like, I'm dead. Like, I'm like, literally that's how I felt. Like, it was like, oh my gosh, like I actually feel like that like feeling in my chest, and I'm like, oh my god, it's so cute. And I was like, oh my gosh, like I'm getting like teary-eyed, because like that was just so emotional. Like just like, oh, saying that. Not only does he say that, but then he goes even further, because then she's like, I smile from the deepest part of my heart, like this smile has been waiting for him. That, he says, and touches my lips. He presses his thumb to the corner of my mouth, and I kiss it. It's the best smile, but more than that, I just like thinking you're happy. Like, someone said hate me. Like, that was, oh, it was so cute. Like, oh, like, just the scenes like that. Like, there were just so many cute scenes between him in this book, and like, oh, there's like so much more I can say on this book. Like, it's so good. And if you haven't read it yet, you should definitely go and pick up this book. It's like so freaking good. And then we have one more quote on page 220. This feels like wealth, I think. This is the thing you save up for. You live your whole life so that you can be surrounded by too many people in too small of a room and tell the story of how it all happened. An old ache flares up in my heart, not for me, but for my mom. I want to tell my mom that I'm starting to believe in love, but that I think it's different from what she's described. That it's quieter and more powerful, but we've been lying to each other for so long about love, I would never know where to start. The mother-daughter relationship themes are in this book. Their relationship is very complicated in this book, but it's like, I feel like it stems from like a miscommunication and like something that happened between them, and just like seeing that relationship kind of like develop throughout the book was just so beautiful to see. Like the ending like of them together, like I was actually emotional, because like it was just so good. And like seeing her trying to find like a found family within Dan's family, like she never really felt like she had that. Oh, it was just so good. Like, I love this book so much. Literally one of the best books I read this year so far. It was so close to being a 5-star, but it's actually a 4.5, just because the ending, like it was so set. It was so set on being a 5-star. Like I was getting ready to be like, oh my god, 5-star. Like it was giving me those vibes. But then there's the third act conflict that we kind of had just kind of ruined the book for me. Like it just made me so annoyed. Like just the way that it was being brought up, and then the things that were happening within it, it was just making me so mad. And it also stemmed from like a place like in the smallest way. I can get it, I get it, like I get why it happened. It just unfortunately annoyed me, and then it just took me out of it. and only for a little bit, because then the ending really brought me back. But I just think that that part is the only reason why it's not like a 5-star. But this book was really good. I highly recommend it. It's not my favorite anime manga, but it's definitely my second favorite. I think my favorite will always be Summer Romance. That one just holds a special place in my heart, and I love that one. So 4.5 stars for this one. Please pick it up. If you take anything from this video, it's to pick up this book because it's so good. The next book we're going to be picking up for today's video is Problematic Summer Romance by Ali Hazelwood. Now, this will be the 7th Ali Hazelwood book that I have read. And this is actually, I think, I'm pretty sure this is interconnected with Not in Love by, but I was gonna say by Ali Hazelwood. Literally, we're talking about Ali Hazelwood. Of course, it's by Ali Hazelwood. But this is interconnected with that book. You see these characters in Not in Love, and it's there. You see them heavily because we're following Maya, who is the main guy, Eli, from Not in Love's sister. We're also following Connor, who is Eli's best friend. So it's kind of like a brother's best friend trope that we're kind of following. And basically, they have a huge, like, age gap. The girl is 23 and then he's 38. So it's kind of like a 15-year age gap. Not kind of, like, it is. Maya's brother is getting married in Italy. And basically, her and Connor are basically there because they're both connected with Eli. So they're going to the wedding and they're going to be there for like a week at this place. It's kind of like, it's described to be a Sicilian villa. I haven't read a book like this in so long, like where it's just like a fun summary read and it's a fun romance book. So hopefully this vibe delivers, because Ali Hazelwood's recent books have not been like hitting as hard as like her Love Theoretically and her Love on the Brain. Those ones I just have, like, I love those ones, but unfortunately I have not felt that feeling with any of her books since then. So I'm hoping this book gives that, because it's kind of giving like cutesy vibes instead of having like focus on other things. Like the deep end we focused on like a lot more physical, like deep end, Not in Love, and Bride were a lot more physical based, whereas this one I feel like it might be a little different. Also the cover, like the vibes of the cover just seem so much more different than even like her STEM romances. They seem like a lot more different. They seem so much more lively and much more like vibes. Hopefully this one gives me good vibes and I hope I really enjoy it. So let's get into Problematic Summer Romance. Reading Problematic Summer Romance. We got about halfway through this one, and I don't know how I'm feeling with this one. Like, I'm very conflicted. I feel like I am enjoying it. I feel like the writing, Ali Hazelwood's writing is always like really good, and I feel like it has improved tremendously from like ever since she like first released like The Love Hypothesis, and now she has this one. I feel like the writing has like tremendously improved. I just feel like with like the age gap, like since this book is age gap, I feel like they're talking about the age gap every single chance. Like every single chance the guy has to bring up the age gap, he's bringing it up. Like he's like okay, the age gap is the reason like why they're not together. And like, but I am enjoying like the atmosphere of actually being in like the segment ring, because we're in Italy and we're in a villa in Italy, and I don't know, I feel like it's like the scenery is just like set, and like the summer atmosphere is just set, and I feel like that's the whole point of this video is just reading summer new release book, summer romance books. And like we read like a whole bunch of like books at summer things. We read like a book set at a lake, a book set around like a beachy area, and now we have one that's literally set on a villa and there's like a wedding going on. I feel like, why do I feel like weddings give so like summer, like weddings just give summer to me, and I don't know why, but I just feel like they always give like summer. So having the wedding setting of this one as well kind of is giving summer. I'm enjoying that part of the book, and I'm also enjoying our main girl character. Like I feel like I'm really enjoying her, and I'm loving being in her head. She reminds me a lot of V from Love on the Brain. She's very like quirky. She's just giving me those vibes for me. I'm enjoying that. So the only thing is just like the age, and I feel like I'm just not as connected to these characters as I am to like other characters in books that I read. Like I just feel like I'm just loving it, but I also have had some laugh out loud moments as well. But yeah, there's just plenty of and there's also really some cute scenes. We also had a cameo from the characters from Deep End, Lucas and Scarlett. So I feel like there's gonna be more coming from that because of how their cameo was like done. Like we're definitely gonna see them again later in the book. I am going to continue reading this. I did have to go on TikTok and search this book and like see different scenes, like see people talking about it in different scenes, just to give me motivation to continue it, because I feel like there's nothing really keeping me wanting to read it. So then I went on TikTok and I saw some scenes. I'm like, okay, now I'm motivated. Like, I want to get to these scenes because like I'm like literally swooning over the TikTok. So like I'm gonna swoon over the scene when I get to it. This morning I ended up finishing Problematic Summer Romance by Ali Hazelwood. I feel like it took me a lot longer to finish this book because I could have finished yesterday, but yesterday I ended up watching Love Island for the first time, and I started with season 7, which is the newest season. It's Love Island USA. I ended up watching that, and I literally binged the entire thing yesterday, and I'm up to date with the episodes, but that took up my entire time. Like, I was like literally invested. I was like, I cannot read. But then this morning I started season 6 of Love Island, but then I was like, okay, I need to finish this book. So I ended up finishing it, and I thought, honestly, for the most part, I thought it was an enjoyable read, but there were some things that did annoy me and did take away a lot from the rating for me. I feel like with the age gap, because there is age gap trope, it's like a 15-year age gap, it was mentioned and brought up so many times, and literally every conversation they had, somehow the age gap was brought up in there, and it was so annoying. And literally just like made me like just so uninterested in their romance. And literally Maya, our main character, pining so hard for him, like literally just like trying to like find some way to be with him, and he's literally just pushing her away and being like, no, I have to protect you because you were my friend's sister and I have to protect you, and you're 20 and I can't be with you. And it's like, it just made me so mad. Like, I'm over it. Like, I was just so over it. Like, literally brought up on multiple occasions. Like, literally every chance we got was brought up. The last 100 pages of this book was this redeeming quality of this one. I feel like the relationship progressed. We actually got time for it to progress. And there were moments in between these books. Like, I appreciated having the past chapters, like, seeing their first, like, interactions of, like, having a relationship. And like seeing them how it was. Like, I think it was like a three years into the past, but I really enjoyed seeing that, and I think I preferred those chapters over the present day chapters because the present day chapters really annoyed me. And also it was so fun seeing Eli and Rue from Not in Love in this book, especially since I really enjoyed Not in Love. But it was so fun seeing them and seeing them get married because it is their wedding. And then also just seeing all the side characters, some of the side characters that we saw from Not in Love, and then also we saw a few new characters in this book as well that I really enjoyed. I feel like there's like such a strong found family element with them. Towards the end of this book, the relationship just got so sweet, and like literally just seeing like the guy, like throughout the entire book though, like the guy just being like doing things, like making sure that the girl had like everything that she needed, like literally he was just there for her, giving her stuff. Like, we can see that throughout the book, like how much he was obsessed with her, but like just felt like he couldn't have her because she was too young. But I don't know, I feel like towards the end of this book I was just very like swooning, and there was like there were some sweet moments here and there in the book as well, but just like towards that those last 100 pages, like it was just times 1,000. Like, and I feel like that's when we actually started getting into them having a relationship and not talking about the age gap. And I feel like the fact that they didn't really get together until like the last like 50-ish pages, I feel like it was needed. I'm rating this one a 3.5 stars. I just feel like it could have been a 4, but I just feel like I was just too annoyed. And like in the beginning I literally didn't want to pick up the book. I feel like I had to have motivation to want to pick this one up. Like literally I was like, I don't care, because he's literally like their relationship was literally going nowhere. Nothing was really progressing. Like, we were just still going down the same routes, and like the guy was just being so pushed. Like, he was just like pushing her away and pushing her and being like, no, we can't have a relationship. And it was just so annoying, honestly. Like, I was actually annoyed. I literally made a whole Goodreads update about it. Also, the drama in this book, like within the things that were going on, not within the characters, but within like the actual stuff that was going on. Like, there were so many things that happened that like it was like so comical. It reminded me a lot of The Honeymooners, because I'm pretty sure in that one there were some things that happened with the wedding, and like the wedding, like there's like things that like kind of like disrupted the wedding or whatever. But that kind of happened in this book as well, and it was just so funny, like just the different things. It was like so funny, like it was so unrealistic that it was just laughable how unrealistic like this, because I'm pretty sure like this is like literally just getting so unrealistic. Like, literally, like there's no way this is all happening on one day at a wedding. So it was just very funny to me. So 3.5 stars for this one. I definitely recommend this one. I think this is one of my favorite Ali Hazelwood books over the past few releases. The final book we're going to be reading in today's video is The Love Haters by Catherine Center. This one I'm very excited for because I read the rom-commers last year and that was my first Catherine Center book. And I ate it up. I loved the characters, loved the romance, loved like the emotional depth that we got within it. So I'm really excited to hop into this one since having that like sense of like, oh, I love Catherine Center's books. I love her writing. I love the way she writes her characters. Love the way she writes her stories. So I'm going into this one and I'm so excited. Her covers always slay. I really want to get into her backlist as well. But her covers, like, literally, they slay. They always slay. Really excited to start this, so let's get into it. I have finally finished The Love Haters by Catherine Center, and we're about to talk about my review. I am very conflicted on my thoughts. Coming off, like, before, like, prior to reading this, I have read one Catherine Center book, and that was The Rom-Commers. And I really enjoyed that one. I actually love that one. It's one of my favorite reads from last year. And so going into this book, I was like, oh my gosh, this is most anticipated for me. I'm really excited to get into this one. It's going to be really good. Catherine Center can do no wrong. There were some things that I really enjoyed and some things that I really disliked. I just felt like that this entire book was focused so much on other subplots that were focused on this book. And honestly, the other things didn't even feel like subplots. Like they were just focused on. They felt like main plots of the book. And we're focused on so much of that. And we weren't really focused on the romance when this book is literally a romance book. It's marketed as a romance book. It's in the romance section. The genre is literally romance. So how come we're not focused on the romance? When we did focus on the romance, it just didn't feel genuine. Like I just felt like I don't know, like I just didn't feel a connection to the characters just because we weren't really focused on the romance anyway, and it just felt like very random. Like it felt like this like whole thing came out of nowhere because we weren't really focused on it and nothing was really being brought up from it. So that's one of the things that I did not like about this book, and that really impacted the rating majorly. The last like 30% of this book, we went down this completely different road and this completely different plotline that annoyed the heck out of me. Literally, we were going like there were so many things that were happening that like really made me mad. Like especially things with one of the with especially things with what's his face Cole that actually like made me mad. Like the things he was doing in his actions, the things he was trying to do, like and like force the main girl to do. Like I didn't like Cole this entire book. This entire book, he was just one of those dislikable characters for me that I did not like at all. I loved the scenery of like being on this dock and having like this ocean. Like I love like the whole scenery of this book. I feel like every single book in this video, the scenery was just phenomenal. And then also I really enjoyed our main girl that we're following, and I feel like a big theme in this book was body image and body positivity. From my standpoint, I thought it was really well done. Um, and I feel like she depicted it well as well. I also enjoyed how much we saw of the guy in this book. I feel like he was very open to learn, like for the main girl to learn more about him and for him to like share some personal details that like maybe he wouldn't feel comfortable sharing with other people. And I feel like he was just very open. He wasn't really closed off. Like he was very open to like sharing about stuff about him. And I feel like he was very open to having a connection and really in a relationship with the main girl. There were just some other underlying factors that kind of interrupted that process. I did really enjoy how open he was. Like I feel like we don't see that a lot with MMCs in books. They're usually very closed off. We don't really know a lot about them, but I feel like we learned a lot about Hutch in this book. All that being said, I think my rating for this book is going to be a 3 stars. It wasn't a terrible book. Like I'm not saying, oh my gosh, this book was so bad because it really didn't focus on the romance, but there were some other things aside from the romance that I really enjoyed that were kind of the saving grace of this book for me from not being like lower than a 3. So I felt that was good. And I also really enjoyed the last 2 chapters of this book. If you know, you know. I enjoyed those last 2 chapters because I don't know, I feel like it was, even though it was very unrealistic, I feel like in my opinion, I still really enjoyed it because I'm like, this literally was not brought up at all in the book, like really never talked about this, but all of a sudden this is happening. But to each their own. I still really enjoyed it. Thought it was very entertaining to me, and I feel like it also just brought a whole. It just definitely developed that body image topic very well, and I feel like it just brought like a sense of closure to it, and like a sense of like pride, and like a sense of like pride in her body, and I feel like she's just very strong in herself. Those are all the books that I'm going to be reading in today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed this reading vlog. If you did, like, comment, subscribe, turn those notifications so you're notified whenever I post a new video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.